This is a very short version of 13 days spent in the Kruger National Park in November 2019. We saw some very large elephant. In fact, we saw an awful lot of elephants, but this one was one of the bigger ones with some quite impressive ivory. When this guy crosses the road and stops in front of you, you stop too. He's not going to give way, and he's a lot bigger than we are. This is the Elephant Museum at Taba, with some of the largest tusks ever found in the Kruger. These guys are having a lovely mud bath. The little ones seem to be having a whale of a time. Another rather large elephant coming towards us, got very close. And this herd, which we'd previously watched drinking, had crossed the road right behind us and were in an awful hurry. This is Sable Antelope. We'd never seen these before, and what a fantastic pair of horns he's got. Our first leopard unfortunately only stayed for a few seconds and didn't manage to get a video, and this was Ray's leopard. Ray found this one and screeched to a standstill, backed up, and there he was sitting under a tree. Lovely. We saw lots and lots of hyenas, including these young ones, and these three guys walking down the road on the way back home. They take no notice of us at all. This was a puppies right on the side of the road in a culvert that went underneath the road. Seems to be two families, one with two older puppies, and then one lying on the ground with a very young puppy, which you'll see coming out there now. And of course the girls thought this was terribly cute. Certainly the youngest hyena we've ever seen. How do they get so ugly? This was a kill of, we think, possibly a zebra, quite a long way away, but the hyenas were having a bit of a standoff with the lions, and the lions kept coming back to the kill. This is Mrs. Lion coming back, a lioness, and just over there to her left is the big old male lion. They've obviously had their feed, but they're now off on their own. This was a hyena that turned up, came right by the car on his way across to the kill, and we didn't see him coming. Away from hyenas, this is the hoopoe, which we'd got a nest quite close to where we were, and he's frantically digging right by our feet. Blue agama lizard, tree lizard. The youngest giraffe we'd ever seen. Lots and lots of giraffes, probably 100 or more than that. But this was a small one. And you can't take bad pictures of giraffes. This was the male lion walking away from the kill that we'd seen previously. They walked right across the road in front of us, very full up with food. And this guy, apart from my wife in the mirror, is walking along a road. They use the roads a lot. The lions do like to walk along the roads. I suppose it's the shortest distance on a straight line. Takes no notice. And this was a huge pride of lion. We reckon at least 10 or a dozen youngsters, 4 fully grown males, and quite a lot of females. We're not quite sure how many lionesses were there. And they were walking across the bridge and went down to water to drink. And this is some of the cubs with a couple of the lionesses. This was a kill we saw that we went out on a night drive, and this lion had obviously had his full. He was perfectly well. And we were very lucky to see a honey badger. Very lucky indeed. Terrific character. Only shortly glimpsed and away he went into the bush. Lots and lots of rhino. We saw at least 20, and this was one of the first ones. They're white rhino. There are black rhino in the park, but we didn't see any. There's a huge horn on this one. and a couple more, male and female, we saw later on our trip. We think they're they're actually the same colour, it's just a different mud they've been bathing in. And this guy got a little bit interested, and I was very sad I stopped videoing right at the end of the clip. As you see, he's actually going to do something quite funny in a minute. Here he goes. And we filmed them again, right by the side of the road, and then they crossed the road right in front of us. Certainly know you're there, but they're not aggressive. Almost prehistoric. And this one, coming to a water hole, had got a very young calf with her. That was super. It's one of our highlights, I think. Apparently 12,000 rhino in the Kruger National Park, which is a huge proportion of the world's total population. Poor old buffalo slipped in. These are 3 bulls that get pushed out of the herd. And there's Rhino with a calf still having a drink. Calf didn't manage to drink, but he's probably okay on milk. And that was the end of a really great trip. We saw a huge number of